the important thing that I want to stress here is don't worry about your eyebrows, right? Whatever color they are at this point, you're not gonna start playing with them until you're ready to powder. Okay, so I'm gonna go highlights. Again, I just mix a lighter color shapes. So that's like a little bean, that's like a little sphere.
Oh, bean.
That's like a quarter of a bean. Let's see, that's a sphere. That's another sphere right here. This is a cylinder, different plane, so it has to be a sharp edge. Different plane,
okay.
different plane. Okay, round, that's a wrinkle. Different plane here, that's cylinder is going into a flat plane right there, so that's a sharp edge. And here we have a sphere. And again, a sphere, so I'm not
Like a machine.
cylinder, so I'm not putting these shadows or these highlights next to a shadow. Just telling myself what shapes they are so I know where to put this strong part of the highlight. That's a different plane right there. That's like a sphere. Different plane on the eye pouch right here. So determine, understand what kind of an eye pouch you're doing. Finish your cylinder right here. So finish this little cylinder right there. Finish that cylinder right there. Okay, so basically those are your highlights.
What the heck?
It's a little more
2 minutes.
mixing highlights here, mixing some foundation and some white and some yellow. Okay, so depends, again, you're gonna mix the highlights that you need to mix. The point is that you can mix any color you need. A little lighter there. Okay, so now let's start blending. Blending these highlights, we can, let's use my brush first, okay, to really shape them. So here, clean brush, that's a sphere. So the idea here is that we have a whole bunch of cylinders, I mean. So one has a sharp edge, in this case in the bottom, there, highlight on top, sharp edge, and the highlight in the bottom, sharp edge right here, I need it to blend, I'm not touching the eyebrows yet, sharp edge right there, sphere, from the top, sphere here, blending that up. And again, I'm just blending fast like I did the shadows. My brush is pretty clean. I don't have much paste. Little sphere, little oval. Blend these on top. Finishing that cylinder. So that was really quick. Okay. Before I finish my little wrinkles with highlights, then let's try that trick with your sponge. So now maybe I can put them together a little bit. Okay, so there, that's a little cylinder. Making very sure that I don't touch any of my sharp edges. And again, when I do these, I'm trying to not touch the area that be the most protruding. I'm cleaning my brush, my sponge. I'm getting there. Don't touch your sharp edges. When you're doing this, you might get some of your highlights a little flat, but you can go ahead and put them back. See, I'm cleaning my brush or sponge. Careful here. Just using the corner of my sponge. I'm trying not to pick up anything in the middle. And again, this requires a little practice maybe on your palm, so you can just learn to use the edges of this sponge. Okay, see how much faster that is? But you can really mess things up though. You know, if you press too hard, you're gonna, or you can make things flat very quickly. So if I did, then I can put them back. Let me see, we're okay there. I think this needs a little more blending, which is just moving the hand. Make sure that these wrinkles always end up in a fine edge. They never go all the way across your forehead. Even when you find them, you might see that these cylinders are, you know, one after another, and there's a separation that runs all the way across. That's only when you gesture. When you're relaxed, there's going to be breaks like that one. If you need to make a break, then use your sponge like an eraser right there. And create a little bit of a break. It's going to look much more natural when you do that. Okay, let me finish blending these a little more. There, I lost my intensity there. So, lost my intensity there. I think I need to be a little brighter here. Blend that a little better. Brighter on top. Same here. More color. A little brighter on top right here. Okay. Stronger in the middle. Okay. Let's blend that into shadow, clean fingers. My fingers are helping me control that I don't go on the strongest area of the highlight. I want to keep that. Okay, a little transition here from protrusion, indentation, no sharp edge here. Clean your fingers, because I'm picking both shadows and highlights here. So if I use my finger without cleaning it, so see, all these little things are the ones that need to come with experience, you know. When do you pat? When do you pull? It's always looking on the amount of paint that you have. Okay. All right, so let me look at that and let's see if I need to clean my shadows now. Okay, those are looking good. Eye pouches are maybe a little too strong. But if they are very deep, they'll be okay. But I'm going to blend that a little more. It's looking too much like a dark shadow. This is looking very dark. If that's the case, clean brush. If it's a little dark, now that I usually use the sponge, then you can soften that up. But just be careful not to go to other places with that brush that is dirty. That's how you're going to get everything gray. Maybe a little softer here. Be careful you don't get rid of your sharp edges by doing that. That's why it takes me a while to even let you introduce that. Okay, bless you. Shadows. Now I'm going to start working on these. Bless you, bless you. I'm going to start working on the eyes. Okay? Where now that is a problem in the sense that the color is not quite matching. Sometimes for some of you guys it's going to be even more difference between the eyebrows and the color of your foundation. But now that I'm almost ready to powder, I can start adjusting the color a little bit. So I'm gonna get my foundation and I am going to go there and pat a little bit of foundation. Okay, and when I'm patting that foundation over that powder eyebrow, okay, when I'm patting that foundation with my finger, okay, Emma, you say, how hard am I pushing? You can hardly feel it, right? And see, that's becoming a little closer to the color, but not quite. Now it's when I have to use my mixing skills to say, I think I need a little bit of red into that because it's still too white. So then I can touch a little bit of that with one of your blushes, and I'm just mixing something there. It's gonna have a little red. And slowly, I'm gonna start patting different colors in there as I mix. And I'm gonna leave it right there. So I haven't put anything, I haven't brought up and down, I just brought that color a little closer. All right, let's finish doing the shadows. So on the eyes, I said, we block the eyebrows. So I can make those eyes look older by bringing the shadows even higher, okay? So I'm really going to go with this idea of, look up, of this sinking in and this pulling down. That's what I'm trying to paint. So I can paint more shadows here. And since I'm getting closer to and this is something you're gonna have to do as you look in the mirror. And you have to use a lot more paint, because if you try to push this paint into the eyebrows, you're gonna lose them. So, and this powder makeup just absorbs a lot of paint. So you have to leave a lot of paint and try to blend it. How much time is taking me? That area doesn't want to take any makeup. All right, I think most places are looking good. Maybe forehead wrinkles. Just need a little touch of the dark gray. Or see, if I have that dark, I have to add a little bit of those colors. Okay. Take my brush. Carefully here, and your sharp edge. I can use the back of my brush to do these, or my clean brush. Incorporate that color. Don't lose your cylinder. Don't leave a line. I'm incorporating colors there that don't leave a line. Add some texture. Okay, let's add a little texture. Let's start with a gentle red. Let's start with this. What are some of those pictures? Where is that really texture or lady that we have?